You are now watching Mrgentleman Lifestyle Podcast Tv. Chill!
Yes, hello everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mrgentleman YPG, and the Premier Podcast. Welcome to another new episode of Mrgentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV. Hope all is well. And you already know on this episode we got a special guest. She is a model, she is a singer, she is a brand ambassador, and she is a host. We got Miss Destiny Unique in the building. We're gonna talk to her about her modeling, her doing music, fashion week, and many more. And y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and I'll be right back. Yes, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at the time, I got my special guest. She is a model. She is a singer. She also a brand ambassador, and she is also a host. We got Miss Destiny Unique in the building. Destiny, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm so excited to finally do this. And I know we haven't seen each other, like I said, like pre-COVID, but I'm just glad that we could do this and I could be a guest on your dope show.
Yes. And finally doing this. So are you ready?
I'm ready. Bring on the questions. Bring on the top questions. I'm ready for it all.
All right, so we're gonna start off with where are you from?
So I'm originally, so this goes like it's a kind of a story. Ready? So because a lot of people say where you went to school is where you're from, but I was raised in the Bronx, and then I lived upstate, and then I just moved to Manhattan like 5 months ago.
Okay, nice. So how would you describe yourself as a person?
I would say I'm a go-getter, at times I do get, a little, I gotta be honest, like I'm very indecisive at times. In this business could be very tricky to be that kind of person, because you have to make good decisions. But I would like to say I'm very level-headed. I'm very open. I'm a lover at heart, not a fighter.
Nice. So let's talk about your beginning of life. Like, how was you growing up?
Oh my gosh, how was I growing up? So I'm one of, believe it or not, I'm one of 16. So I grew up being the baby of
Wow.
Yeah, I grew up being the baby of 10. So I was the spoiled brat that everyone didn't like. I got my way, but I was blessed at the same time. My mom is a pastor, and my dad was in the military. And I'm also adopted. So I grew up with like so many different, like a different family dynamic, because my mom that was a teacher. So I grew up just being the center of my family. Everyone was like baby Destiny, Princess Destiny. My mom was very blessed to put me into a lot of things like dancing, singing. I had karate classes. I also had my mom putting me into pageants, and I did like little school plays here. I played the Good Witch and the Wizard of Oz when I was younger. We
Nice.
discovered, because I was singing in my mom's church, but that's when we discovered that I could sing when I was singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. So after that, they were like, "Oh, she has a voice," So that was really, how I was raised. That's how I was, growing up in my family, in the household.
Nice, and that's amazing. We're gonna talk more about your singing like a little later, but how all that you've been through made you the person that you are today?
It's crazy. I wasn't appreciative of the things I went through until I guess like 2 years ago, but really this year during COVID. The things I've been through in the moment, obviously, like everyone else, is always like it sucks in the moment. But wow, someone's calling me. Sorry. In the moment, it sucks, like I said, and after you appreciate it, it's made me stronger. It made me more accountable. I could say that for sure, because like I said, I grew up as the youngest child, and I was spoiled, and I didn't really see the bigger picture of things, and I never had to be accountable for my actions. So when I got older, I was like, oh my God, like this is not okay. I was like always not I was always leaning on my mom and realizing like, oh my God, I have to like stand up for myself. I have to be accountable for my actions, learning how to apologize. And it's crazy because I would come out and apologize so quickly, and people like, don't apologize because you want to shut me up. And I'm like, oh my God, no, I'm saying I'm sorry because I'm realizing it. So I started to learn faster. So the things I've been through taught me how to just, the time is precious, and there's no time to hold on to things. And I'm still learning that now. It's still a lesson every day to just be better, be accountable, apologize, and show up. And be in the moment, live through those moments. Don't try to rush things because you feel like you need to hold on and harbor some feelings. And it's like, no, you be in that moment, give yourself time, and then you need to give yourself time to get over it.
Nice, and that's amazing. That's amazing. So I know in the beginning I mentioned that you are a model. So what inspired you to get into modeling?
It's so funny. Like I said, my mom put me in so much when I was little, and I was running around the church so much and just doing, singing and putting on little plays and whatever. And it's so funny because my mom was calling me to do stuff, and she used to like put her head down. But now, growing up, everyone's like, oh my gosh, you should model, or you have like long legs, and I would just hear it. And then I went to college. Well, we also had like little stuff in high school, like fashion shows. But when I got to college is when I got into a show. And then one of my friends, he was like, oh my God, you should be in my show. I'm going to have photographers. And after that, it went from there. I met a couple photographers at the show in college, and I started networking. And then that led to another show. And then that led to more people. I love to network. That's one of the key components about myself, is that I like to talk. That's why I really wanted to get on this podcast. I used to have one of my own. And
nice.
Yeah, so I would do the podcast. I would just network, and then I did the podcast that also led to other opportunities. So I always tell myself, if I want more opportunities, I have to make good connections. So at the end of a show, I would just be networking. I'm not leaving right away, because you never know who's there. You never know who else is networking. So yeah, that's really it.
And that is dope. And I also like to network too. So that's why I got you on the show. I want you on the show for a minute. I'm not gonna lie. I want you on the show for a minute.
Really?
Yeah, really, yeah. And yeah, so I'm happy I finally got you on the show, and yeah, I'm really happy about that.
So I feel so honored.
yeah. So what is your biggest gig for modeling so far?
That's a hard question because there are shows that I did in big venues, and then there are shows that I did in smaller venues with bigger names, The biggest designer I would have to say would be Alani Taylor and Chaos from Atlanta. Taylor is she's a celebrity designer, and she did a lot of stuff with the Baby, Cardi B, Beyonce, you name it. It was her and Richard Parker that I met, and that show was in Times Square, and the show was on a billboard. So
nice.
Yeah, that experience was dope. It was in Times Square. Like, who would not love that? So like I said, it's like designers, and then there's rooms. So the biggest room would be the mezzanine. I've heard about it growing up, a couple years back. And then, I was like, oh, it's at the mezzanine, whatever. Did my research, got there. I was like, oh my gosh, this is not a small venue. It's the mezzanine, so it's hard to say. It's like there are big shows that I was in, but not to downplay anyone, but it wasn't like high fashion, like New York Fashion Week, like day, you know. So I was, you know, very honored to be in rooms with people that were there, great photographers that actually got me published in magazines as well during.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Well, you killing it right now. You are doing an amazing job. I see the pictures and in the video you be posting about, you modeling and stuff. You killing it. Keep doing your thing. I'm happy for you. You killing it right now.
Thank you.
So what is the hardest part about modeling? If you could name three things, like what is the hardest part about modeling?
Um, Starting off, and if you're freelancing, um, sometimes you don't know what you're getting into. You know, it's really hard because you're networking, but sometimes, like I said, you don't know who you're talking to. And it's not like a restaurant where people leave reviews under a photographer's page or on their page, you know. So that's what sucks about it. I ran into situations where I came across people who just wanted to do certain kind of shoots that just what I wasn't comfortable with, you know, that just wasn't my lane, you know, to each his own, and everyone wants to get in the business how they want to. But me, I just wasn't ready or willing to push the envelope in that way. So it's hard. That would be one thing. It's like you never know what you're walking into. Okay, remind me tomorrow. Second thing would be it's competitive. It's really competitive, you know. Even as a black woman, it makes it even, you know, harder because black women are now we're breaking barriers in this industry. I don't know if you saw the Vogue magazine with all the black models on the cover,
Oh,
and
I did see it. Oh wow.
no, you didn't. It's so dope. It's so dope. But at the same time, it's like it was kind of bare minimum because it's Vogue. So we're wondering, you know, is this all that you can do for black models? You know, we it's been well, Tyra Banks was like the biggest name for a while when it came to modeling because she had her own show and she was getting girls into magazines and working with like Nigel Barker
Mhm.
and Mrs. J, Mr. J. So that's the thing about it is that as a black woman, there's competition like within ourselves, but it makes me want to love us even more. But you gotta be watching, you know, looking over your shoulder sometimes because you know someone else could grab the gig for you, and sometimes it's just not for you. I went to a casting the other day, and there were girls that they were looking for like 6'9", and I didn't know that. And you know, me being 6'8", I'm walking in and I'm like, okay, cool. And then I didn't get it. And I was like, Dad, like these other women got it. You know, my sister is black woman, and you know, you still gotta be proud, but it's also like it kind of hits you in the core sometimes when you don't get it. So the second thing would be to don't stop because you know there's competition. It's just like everyone has the same 24 hours. So you have to keep working, you have to keep practicing and just perfect your craft, you know. The third thing would be is not every so like I said, I'm not signed to an agency, and
Mhm.
I'm starting to realize that you have to know your worth because there are people who would just do everything to get in this industry, and some things aren't for you. So you have to find, you know, people who are runway models. There are people who do editorial. There's people who are hand models, you know. And when it comes to runway, not a lot of shows pay, and if they do, it's not crazy. It's not the pay is not crazy. So photo shoots pay more, and being a brand ambassador for some companies pay, you know. So you got to know your worth and you have to know your lane.
Okay, nice, 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 nice. So, so what is your old time goal for being a model, and what advice do you have for young women who, for the next generation modeling?
So the reason why, you know, my goal getting into modeling was boost my confidence, my self-esteem, you know. That was like my goal, and I want to inspire young women like no matter what you look like, it's possible for you. You know, I at one point I didn't think it was possible because we all have these flaws that we want to perfect and we think like someone, you know, may see it the way we do. And me, I always struggled growing up being so skinny, you know, and so slim, you know, and as a model, that's not, it's not the requirement because there are different models, plus size models. But me, I was just made fun of, you know, even my jawline, you know, people used to make fun of it all the time, like it's so strong. But in the modeling industry, they praise it, they love it. There could be people who struggle with having birthmarks on their face, and I have a friend and she has a birthmark, but she's so gorgeous. It's not a butt, is she has a birthmark and it's gorgeous, she's beautiful, you know. So I would want to inspire the generation behind me to just love yourself, you know. Don't think that the things you're struggling with is going to stop you or not get you signed. You know, you got to really love yourself. So that would be the my advice to those young women, is just find those things, and although you may have those insecurities, you have to love them because there's somebody out there that's going to love it as well.
Yes, amazing advice. And, like you did say, anything is possible, and you're doing amazing. And I know you're gonna spread good joy to the next generation too. So keep doing your thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you're also a singer. So you already spoke a little bit about it, but what age did you discover that you had talent?
Um, I was in like, what do you call that? Like, it's not grade school. It's not a daycare, like pre-K or pre-K, I guess,
Like
or something
like
like.
pre-K kindergarten?
Yeah, like it was a school that my mom would bring me to, like that she worked at. It wasn't like a legit school, but they taught you. Oh, thank
Mm,
you, Kevin. Sorry, he just commented on the live. She's always working, always inspiring, forever proud. Oh, I'm proud of you too. Yeah, I guess I would have to be pre-K. Pre-K, you know, I was singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Um and it's so funny because that sounds like in pre-K you knew, but there are kids who even nowadays who have a tone and can carry it. I remember they used to have that show with Steve Harvey years ago with kids who had like talent and everything. So it is
oh,
possible.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
So
I remember that show, yeah.
I wish they had that now, but they have something similar. But that was around the time that I realized my mom kept calling on me, you know, when I was younger to come sing. Destiny, Destiny, come sing. She does it now. Now is more like comical, you know, like okay, come and sing. But yeah, it was at a young age, and I got serious about it. Then I stopped, and then I didn't really know how I wanted to go about it. Then I stopped, and at the moment it's something that I'm most definitely trying to get back into, but I don't want to rush because I have so much on my hands with Fashion Week coming up, LA Fashion Week coming up, you know. So right now I'm trying to plan it out. You know, I don't want to just run into the studio and just record something to say I have it. Like I want it to be very strategic.
And I heard you singing, and I heard when you posted on your IG, and I was like, yo, she
Mhm.
could, I was like, she could sing. Wow, you're like, you got an amazing voice.
Thank
And
you. I got a couple videos. I got a couple videos. My thing is I want to put like a body of workout. You know, I feel like that would be pretty dope. You know, I have my ideas of how I want to come out as a singer. So sometimes it's easier for people. Some people just have that gift of being a writer and can just come out and just write a song and or just learn a riff and just, you know, one, two, three, kill it. Me, it's kind of different, you know. I want to be smart about it because I don't want to just come out with a single and not a lot of people know that I sing and it fails. So I was like, no, I want
yeah,
to get people warmed up because right now people only know me as she's a model, she's on a runway, and she does this, that, and the third. But we haven't really heard much of her singing. So I just want to, you know, just give a little taste here and there, you know, before I come out with some music. I got to get some teasers out there first.
and crazy, 'cause that was the next question to ask you is, are you gonna come up with a are you gonna come up with a full project? But I guess you already answered it.
Yeah, soon, soon. Last year I kept saying February, February, because my birthday is in February during Fashion Week. But um, I got COVID, you know, and pushed back a couple things. So I was just like, let me slowly, you know, get back to being outside. And as a model, as a brand ambassador, I'm around a lot of people, which is a risk. So like I'm just trying to plan it out and just go about it the right way.
Yeah, well, you know, when you put out that project, I'm gonna bring you back. I do got a music spin-off show too, so I'll bring you back. We have a project and we can talk about music. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you're also a host and a brand ambassador. Like, what made you want to go that route?
So I had to think about what I wanted to do in this industry as a model. And of course, everyone wants a campaign, everyone wants to be on a runway. But me, I wanted to like represent brands in the right way, you know, and be the face of something. And it's funny because my boyfriend got me into it. He was just, you know, giving me ideas about how to go about it the right way. It's funny because I call him my manager, like he's my manager, helping
Yeah.
out. But it was his idea. He was like, you know, your schedule has to be open, you know, for opportunities. And then while you're doing so, you should be a brand ambassador for some companies because, like I said, those pay, photo shoots pay. And I used to work at a dental office. I worked at two. I worked at one of the top dental offices in Manchester. And I had no time. I had no time to, you know, go to shoot sometime. I remember one time I called out because I had to go to a casting and that didn't go over so easily. So I had to leave, and then I started to think like, oh, maybe I should work in, you know, like retail. Like I don't want to go back to retail. I don't want to be folding someone's clothes. And
Trust me, I don't either. Trust me, I don't either.
right. So everyone wants their own hours. So he was like, you got to make your own hours. So I left retail after that. And then I got into these gigs being a brand ambassador for a couple marketing companies. And I make my own schedule. And I make money when I want to make money. You know, I could be working throughout the week, get into gigs and everything. And then I could leave room open to, you know, for shoots and castings. So I like having my own hours. So that's how I into it. And I love it. I honestly love it.
I ain't gonna lie, that's the best way to go. You are killing it. That's the best way to go. I feel you in that, and I'm glad that you're doing that. You know, keep doing your thing.
Thanks.
So as you know, we are in a pandemic. You already know it's been going on for a very long time. This need to be over by now. I ain't gonna lie.
Tell
So
me about it.
how did the pandemic affect you as a whole, and what did it taught you?
It. I heard the question wrong, and I know I was like, as a host, or would you say?
I know, as a whole, my bad, as a whole. My
bad. Oh my God, no, I want to bust out, but I was like, let me stay focused. Well, like I didn't do these gigs until like a couple months ago. So as a host, it didn't affect me. I was working in the dental office, but as a model, it just affected me because studios were like closing or schedules were different. But when it came to shoots, I still made it happen. I had photo shoots, not to sound irresponsible, but I had shoots during COVID, but they were just outside. You know, a photographer would meet me at the beach or out, you know, a park or something, and I still got my photo shoots done. But when I started getting into the brand ambassador gigs, and sometimes the numbers would be crazy, but we're starting to close down. So I was like, oh shoot, like I thought, you know, it'd be great to be making my own hours and just getting up and going to work when I felt like it. But now that it's picking back up because they're realizing like this strand is contagious. It's like a cold, really, but New York cannot survive another shutdown, so they're going to stay open. So it's just a matter of being cautious.
Yeah, and you know, this thing been going on for so long. I just ready for it to be over. I ain't gonna hold you. I just wait for this to be over. But let's get back to brighter notes. So what is your dream venture? Something that you always want to do?
I would really like, oh no, I don't even want to say that. Something I always wanted to do is get into the armed forces. So my dad was in the military, and he passed away a couple years ago when I was graduating high school, like right after I graduated high school. And mom kept pushing. She was like, you should join the military. And she was like, it'll give you structure, you'll be set up, And I was like, and me being the spoiled young brat that I was in my family, I'm like, no, like my hands aren't gonna get dirty. But I
Mhm.
played sports throughout my life. In high school, I was playing running track, played basketball, I played field hockey. I learned how to swim. My mom had us in swimming classes twice a week. So I don't mind sweating and getting dirty. But when it came, oh my God, that's so crazy. I saw your message like now.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
Sorry. But I always so I thought about it after a while. I got frustrated with a couple things when I was in college. Sometimes it didn't work out, and I remember they would have like these career fairs, and there would be someone from like the Navy or the Marines there, and I would have the conversation and fill out the paperwork. Then I stopped because I was like scared, like of boot camp and whatever. And then I got over my fear of boot camp, having like deep conversations, doing my research, talking to family that I have that is, serving now, or people who just left. And I was like, okay, so I still have that in the back of my mind. I would love to join the armed forces. I still have time. I'll be 25 in February. So I can if I want to. I'm very fit. I love to work out. I box. But
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah, nice, nice.
I mean, even like being like I was gonna say fireman, but firewoman, like I wouldn't mind like climbing up the ladder, putting out a fire, or being a cop, But I would, if I had to do like armed forces, I would do military. I feel like that's just me. That's just me.
Nice. I mean, anything possible. I know you would. I know you would kill anything possible. That's dope.
And it's crazy. There, the lady who won Miss USA, or was it Miss America? She was in the military, and I was like, oh my God, like it's
Oh,
so cool.
wow.
I, yeah, I was like, I want to do it, but I don't know. I'm scared at the same time but it's different. So this is the thing I heard. It's different during COVID because they can't be in your face yelling at you. So there's a lot
Oh,
of
wow.
things I know about boot camp. I heard this story. This is a tangent. Sorry, but there was a story. One of the girls were telling me and about boot camp, and she was like looking straight, and she looked at another flight, and the flight's like another group or whatever. Like, sorry if I'm messing up the terms, but the another flight is like another group that they're in boot camp. So she turned her head when she wasn't supposed to be, and the sergeant came and was like, "Oh, get out of my flight! You need to go over there!" Like yelling in her face, not like my tone or whatever. And he was like, "Get out of my flight! Go over there!" And me, I would bust out crying. Like if this big dude is like in my face, I wouldn't cry, but I would be like, okay, like. So she ran over, and the guy, and he was like, run, and she didn't move, and he was like, run. So she went over, and he was like, why are you out of line? Why? So they're sending her back and forth, like, humiliating her. And if
Crazy.
I would start crying because I'm like, you trying to make a joke out of me? Then you have
Yeah,
back and forth. So boot camp, like they obviously try to break you down and then build you back up. But
yeah.
it's something I wanted to do is, join the military.
I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy though. What about that's
That's
crazy.
crazy, right?
Yeah, it
I don't
is. It
know
is.
if I would survive that. And then they also have like the gas chamber. A lot of people say who've done it. It's not that bad. It's like, yeah, you done it and you didn't have to do it again because you survived boot camp. But the gas chamber, it's like, pepper spray and whatever, and like you're in there, and I believe you have to like say your name or something like that, and you come out. I could probably be messing it up, but I was like, I don't know if I would survive that. So there's a lot of things I thought about boot camp and if I would like survive, but military is something I always wanted to do.
I mean, anything possible. It's just that story. That story though was kind of crazy. And I ain't gonna hold you. That story was crazy though. So, what other project that you got going on that you haven't mentioned yet?
So I joined this team, and I'm supposed to be doing something during Fashion Week, like this staycation, and I'll be promoting it very soon. So that's just something like that's coming up during Fashion Week. But right now, I don't have anything major, coming up right now. It's just my focus is on Fashion Week, getting to castings, and I didn't realize how crazy it was gonna be because I forgot that castings could be like posted today for tomorrow or same day. So my focus is just get into castings, making it happen, but also trying to make sure I don't tire myself out, because you don't want to tire yourself out as a model, because like I said, these shows don't pay. And if they do, it's something, but you don't want to be in every single show and you're not getting paid for it and you're tiring yourself out. If you're just walking away with good pictures, that's nothing. But if you're there networking, it is beneficial because connections always needed. So yeah, like right now it's just Fashion Week, just trying to get on the runway, get into some shows. I actually have a casting tonight in Harlem.
Nice. Yeah, you're on the grind. I got to shout out to you. You are the
A little bit.
So,
just trying to make it happen and get my break sooner than later.
I feel you. That's the best thing to do. I feel on that. So what do you have to say for anybody that's on the same route as you? Like, say something inspirational.
Wait, what was the question?
What do you have to say for anybody that's on the same route as you? Like, when you were doing modeling and singing and stuff like that. Say something inspirational.
I would say always be yourself. Stay true to yourself. Make sure that you know your worth, and if you don't, like, just you got to make that happen, because there are people who will settle for any and everything, and it's unfortunate because there's a lot of people who would try to get in your head and tell you what lane you need to be in, and you need to go this way and that way. But if you don't know yourself, you're going to listen to anything, and you're going to be all over the place. And I used to be all over the place. Like I said in the beginning, I'm very indecisive, so I lean on people, and I look for encouragement. I look for, even, when I ask my boyfriend, like, hey, how do I fix this email, or how do I approach this text? But you really have to, and which is okay. Like, sometimes if you don't know anything, don't get discouraged, because I used to be shy that way, just knowing that I'm so indecisive, and I'm like, that's not okay. But that's just one of the things that's really myself. I'm trying to work on it and make more rational decisions on my own. But I would just say, really know yourself, and you have to believe in yourself, because if you don't, days are gonna go by. I had that feeling when COVID first started. Like, days were just going by, and I wasn't feeling motivated. I didn't feel like doing anything. I lost my focus. I wasn't singing. I wasn't even now, like, that's still a struggle for me to just get out and belt out a song. So like I said, no one's perfect. We all have those days where we don't feel like doing anything, or we're not putting our all into the thing that's going to get us to the next step. So remaining focused is a key as well.
And that's good advice. And I feel you on the losing focusing. I dealt with the same exact thing, especially when I was dealing with COVID. So I get it. But we just can't lose focus. It's to stay on the grind. So I get it. I definitely get it.
COVID is like, it's more than the symptoms. It was depressing, like missing family, and then it's like it gets in your head. So like if you're scratching, you're like, oh my God, like, is my throat gonna close up or something?
Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
it was the worst.
It messed with you mentally, and yeah, it's crazy. I'll just be happy when all this thing is over. I'll be happy when that happens.
Yeah.
But you just gotta believe the power of prayer. That's all you gotta say. You just gotta believe the power of prayer.
Yeah.
So before you go, we're gonna play a segment game called 5 Random Topics. I ask you 5 random topics, and you just tell me what you think about it and stuff like that. It's very, very easy.
Oh my gosh, I suck at games.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
No.
All right, so
let's go. So, wait, let me drink some coffee. Hold on.
Do your thing.
All right.
All right. So, what is your favorite type of music?
My favorite type of music, I would have to say, you know what? Some people may not believe me, but right now, I was listening to Alan Stone. I don't know if you know who Alan Stone is. He's kind of jazzy. I wouldn't say indie soul, but I would have to say jazz. I'm not huge on jazz, but I love jazz. Dave Koz. I don't know if you're familiar with Dave Koz or Kenny Nightingale. I don't listen to it as much, but I could say, like, that'll be number one right now.
Nice. I like jazz. I like jazz. I mean, I'm more of an R&B person though, but I like jazz. I like jazz. What is your all-time favorite TV show?
A Different World.
Yeah, that's a dope show. That's a dope show. What is your favorite food?
Mm, seafood.
Nice. Um, who is one person that you want to meet?
I want to meet. Who would I want to meet? That's tough because she's dead. I love Whitney.
You can do say this. You can do say her.
I always wanted to meet Whitney Houston. You know, I felt like I would have had the same kind of relationship she had with Brandy. Like she was always like this auntie in my head. But I just watched the last season of The Masked Singer, and Faith Evans was on there.
Yeah.
Killed it. She killed it. So I guess second from Whitney Houston would be Faith Evans.
Nice. And nice. And last one. If you had to work with any artist, whether if it come to Marlon or maybe do music with, who would it be?
When it comes to modeling or singing, can I do both?
Yeah.
Okay, when it comes to modeling, I would want to work with Mr. J from America's Next Top Model. I feel like he would give me like some good directions on like how to pose better, you know, and fix like my facial expressions. And when it comes to music, I would want to work with Jamie Foxx when it comes to music. Yeah. I would. I would trust his judgment. Oh my God, did you see his daughter? She could sing. She could like
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. But I would want to work with Jamie Foxx. When it comes to music, I want to work with someone who can sing and also play an instrument.
I agree.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx got many talents. And Mr. J is dope too. You know, Mr. J, who with my Tyra Banks top model, he's dope too. So shout out to both of them. So Miss Destiny Unique, thank you for coming on the show. You was amazing. I'm looking forward to it.
It was a pleasure. It was really long overdue because I remember we were supposed to do this like way before COVID.
Originally.
Yeah.
And then recently you supposed to originally do it last month. You were supposed to do it in December, but then December at the time.
Yeah.
But happy we finally got it done, and looking forward to everything that you got going, that you about to have. You're doing big things right now. So shout out to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope that we could do this again, and then
definitely, yes, definitely.
Yeah. Let me knock out some shows first. You know, let me knock out some shows and get some more stuff on my resume, get some music out there, and then we could do this again.
Definitely, I'm bringing back for my spin-off show, a conversation about music. So
okay,
I got you. But before you go, of course, drop your social media and everywhere where they could reach you. Every information that everybody needs to get from you.
So you can follow me at Your Unique Destiny, simple as that, on Instagram, and that's where you can see my work, my runway walk, and like I said, soon music.
Okay, nice. Once again, thank you, Destiny, for coming on the show, and we'll be right back.
No problem.
I just want to take the time to thank you, everybody that was watching Mrgentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV. Thank you to my special guest, Miss Destiny Unique, for coming on the show. You're killing it right now. I can't wait to see you kill it in Fashion Week. Keep doing your thing, girl. And y'all already know Mrgentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ken, aka Mrgentleman Lifestyle TV. Once again, subscribe to my channel, Mrgentleman Ken, aka Mrgentleman Lifestyle TV. Subscribe, y'all. I didn't get my subscribers up. And y'all already know Mrgentleman Lifestyle Podcast each and every Sunday at 12 a.m. We on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Good Pods, and many more. We are not on Spotify at the moment, but once we back on the platform, I will let y'all know. And y'all already know. And thank y'all for watching Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV. Have a good day or night, wherever you're watching this episode.
You are now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Season 5.